After 2 games, it's district time. That's right, the Weslaco East Wildcats are in a 9-team district. So it's week 3, and it's time to play some football, and you got to get right into district competition. It's Weslaco East taking on the Donna Redskins. Hello, everybody. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez, and here we are. Week 1, Weslaco East was here. Close game, they get the victory in overtime. Week 2, they win it in a close one. And Mike Gonzalez, here we are, week 3, and it's already an important game.
No doubt about that, Carlos. I mean, these are the games that matter. These are the ones that count. I mean, these are the ones that will determine whether you make the playoffs, what seed you're going to be in. And then in the end, Carlos, of course, the goal is to bring home a district championship.
That's right. It's the Donna Redskins who are in town right here. Let's take a look at some of the key talking points coming into this contest. The Wildcats 2-0 on the young season, all right, beating Sherryland in week 1 in overtime, and last week beating Mission in comeback fashion, winning 34-31 at Tom Landry Stadium. And then the Redskins, meanwhile, are 0-2, losing in week 1 to the Ed Calzasa Yellow Jackets, then losing to the Mercedes Tigers. Kind of a surprise there that Donna is struggling. They are a playoff team from a year ago, so this team, they're off to a slow start, but Mike, you don't take the Donna Redskins lightly coming into this game.
Well, no doubt about that. I mean, this is a team that's dealt with a lot of difficult circumstances, starting with the quarterback position. Jeffrey Lefevre moving on from Donna to Edinburgh Vela. He transferred along with the offensive coordinator, which happened to be his father. And then they start the season, Carlos, and then the starting quarterback gets injured, and the wide receiver is injured, the running back is injured, and then they've also had issues on the offensive line. I had a chance to talk to Mike Gonzalez, the head coach, and no excuses. He made no excuses. He just says, hey, that's part of football. They know that the team is still going to come out fired up. You know, they have a lot of tradition there, and, you know, they're doing the best they can. They have a new offensive coordinator, Steve Marroquin, who's been in the business for a lot of years. So, you know, they're just taking it week to week. They started a freshman last week. You know, we'll see if he starts tonight, but, you know, we expect the Redskins to come out fired up and ready to play.
Yeah, it's always a good game whenever it's the Donna Redskins and the Weslaco East Wildcats. Let's take a look at what happened last year right here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. It was a close game. Jeffrey LeCesar was the quarterback, as Mike said, for the Donna Redskins. Tall quarterback, great arm. He's no longer with Donna. He now plays for Vela. And the Wildcats had Alex Martinez at quarterback. The game was very competitive. East was leading 37-29. Donna ties it up late in the game. And then the Wildcats, they battled back. Pedro Espinosa with a 28-yard field goal after this play right here. And then the defense at the very end, they sealed the game with a sack, and it was the Wildcats winning the game and just taking that control of that district and doing very well in qualifying for the playoffs. So, Mike, it was a great game last year. It's always a great game. You got Donna. They're our neighbors. They're right there. Right. They're 5 miles away, whether it's Weslaco High or Weslaco East. And not only that, but the coaches know each other as well. So it's always going to be very competitive.
Absolutely. And we talked about Mike Gonzalez here at Weslaco East for so many years. And for the last 2 games, Carlos, it's been decided by 1 possession. It came down to a big defensive play in the 4th quarter. And, well, you know, perhaps, Carlos, a little rivalry is building or, you know, starting between Weslaco East and Donna. I know they didn't play a whole lot, you know, when Weslaco East started playing football, but now that they're in the same district, they've played each other, and it's been very competitive, and we expect that to continue.
Absolutely. And talking about close games, last week, let's take a look at what happened. A close game against the Mission Eagles. The Eagles went up by 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, and Weslaco East, they needed a big play. You saw it in the highlights this week. You saw it on KWES last week. They got it from Margarito Pompa. 58 yards run set up here, set up a score to make the score 28-20. Then late in the game on 3rd and 7, it was the defense who came up with the big stop for no gain and forced the punt. And under a minute, they drive down the field. Malachi Rodriguez scores the game-winning touchdown, and the Wildcats win it 34-31. Last week, the Wildcats, they've been doing this year, making the plays when they need them.
Battle tested once again, Carlos. We saw it in the opener against Sherryland, and it was an overtime, and then last week, 4th quarter. And what I really liked, Carlos, was the fact that Mission had the momentum going into halftime. They scored on a touchdown late in the half, came out and scored on a 10-play drive, chewed up over 4 minutes. But what did Weslaco East do? Well, they responded with a 3-play drive and just scored just like that to get back in the game. And then the Eagles took the lead again by double digits, 11 points in the 4th quarter. Well, Weslaco Weslaco East didn't panic. They still had the whole fourth quarter left to play. They answered with 2 touchdowns and held Mission in check the rest of the way. And those are the type of wins, Carlos, that will help you get into the playoffs and that will bring home district championships.
Absolutely. They're becoming their own people. You know, here in 2024, it's a whole new identity for Weslaco East. Let's take a look at some of the players on this team. It's old school Wildcat football. Watch Pompa right here with the great speed, and he's got the experience on the field. He's a senior. He leads the team, making the big plays anywhere on the field. Malachi Rodriguez, he showed that not only that he can make the short runs, but he can also make the long runs as well. Break tackles. And you also have Elias Rodriguez, who played a big role last week. Here they are. Kai Rodriguez, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pompa, 233 yards and a touchdown. Elias Rodriguez, 2 touchdowns. The offense with 513 yards, a total offense. And we're not even talking about the passing game at this point, Mike.
Right. Remember back in the days, Carlos, when the Wildcats were going to the playoffs or when they started winning games, it was running the football and played solid defense, out hitting your opponent. And that's what we're seeing here, Carlos, 500 yards. It reminds me of the late 2000s, early 2010s when they would rack up those kind of numbers, and most of it came running with the football and utilizing those running backs in the offensive line. And we talk about Pompa, a great runner, north and south, shows some speed there. And then Malachi Rodriguez coming into his own, only a freshman, already back-to-back 100-yard games to start his varsity career. And then don't forget Aiden Gonzalez, Carlos, the quarterback of this team. Great leadership, doing a masterful job running the offense and just leading the team. No panic. And the thing that impresses me, Carlos, is the blocking. The blocking downfield, not only by the offensive line, but the receivers and the other backs. So you saw that run there by Pompa and Malachi, how those guys down the field were blocking and opening those holes and opening those lanes for the ball carrier.
Yeah, and that's one thing you're going to see from Weslaco East. New players. The system works. It's been working for many, many years here now. Sound, fundamental football. They're going to out-hit you, and they're also going to tackle you very, very well, and they're going to block most definitely down the field. All right, all games are going to be on the WISD YouTube channel, so you can watch that live on the call. Joe Aguilar and Roy Rokovich.
Well, good evening, Wildcat Nation. We're excited about today. Today begins the march to that district title. It begins today. The first opening district game is here at home, and I'm excited about it. Last week I had a chance to talk to the coach, Coach Burgett, and he mentioned how he really enjoys this team. Coach Rock, who doesn't enjoy this team? You've got such a great mixture, not only of great young talent, but of seasoned vets who are just continuing to take this Wildcat tradition into this new season. They only had 2 games to prepare for tonight, but this team is maturing really fast.
They really are, you know, and there's some seniors. You got Big O Judah and Pompa and these kids that, you know, obviously have got a hold of the young ones, all right, and they're bringing that talent up. But I'll tell you what, the last 2 weeks, it's been nail biters. It really has been, and it is Donna, right? We know that, just like y'all were saying, Carlos and Mike. You know, you can say a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of pride on the line tonight, okay? So, but it being district, whatever it may be, it's going to be a great game. And you know what? It's time, all right, because we're getting there little by little. Here come the Wildcats. Let's go, baby.
Well, we'll see you guys at 7 p.m. for kickoff. Back to the field to Carlos and Mike.
Thank you very much. Letting everybody know it's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Sometimes it's 7:30. Sometimes it's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. You know, we got to go home early. Got school tomorrow, so 7 o'clock kickoff. All right, time for 5 questions, an opportunity to meet one of our Wildcats.
What's good, y'all? Gabriel Orta, DB at Weslaco East, and this is my 5-question segment. Let's get it. Favorite food? It's got to be an 8-ounce sirloin steak. Medium rare. Has to be medium rare. Yo, you know, growing up as a kid, that's probably been like one of my favorite meals to eat. Breaking Bad. Yo, over quarantine, like the year after that, I kind of got into it. Mr. White and Jesse, yo, it's pretty cool the way they met back up. Probably rap, hip hop, like Young Boy, Young Thug, Pooh Shiesty, some Cardi. Dream car, Camaro ZL1, matte black, everything. My dad had a Camaro back then, so that's kind of what I want. Deion Sanders. Primetime baby. Just know about that. Yeah. 21, that Dallas Cowboy. I wear a number because of him. My dad, been on it since I was a little kid.
Gabriel Orta, most definitely. All right, let's check out the weather for tonight. It's back to being warm. It was a little bit cool last week. I had a little bit of rain, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. But tonight, 89 degrees, going to be humid, going to feel like 100 degrees. But come on out. It's a 7 o'clock game. The Wildcat Regiment will be here. We'll also have the cheerleaders, JROTC, and, of course, the dance team. So come on out. Weslaco East taking on the Donna Redskins. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Robledo. Thanks for joining us here on the Knapp Medical Center pregame show.